Something odd has happened with my 75-gallon tank. I thought I would... What are you chomping on? Shh. Something odd has happened with my 75-gallon tank, and I thought I would share the experience with you, just kind of let you know what happened, what's been going on recently. It's just really weird. I was talking on the live stream last night about how the 25-gallon had a nitrate spike, and I had to do an emergency water change yesterday after work. I lost quite a few of my freshly hatched fry, Corridora fry. That's how I should say that. Freshly hatched Corridora fry. I lost quite a few of them. There's some left, but yeah, the nitrates got too high. I think it was just too much for them. This morning, I just felt like I should test the 75. And this is what I found. Yeah, nitrites with an I in a tank that's been running for 3 years. It's so odd. Not sure what happened. Been trying to think. The last time I did a water change, could I've gotten some soap in there? It's always a fear of mine. I want to get some soap in the tank. I don't think so. I did not do a water change this weekend, but for me to go 1 extra week's not a big deal in this tank typically. The stock is actually not as big as it has been in the past. This tank, actually, I took out a number of fish this weekend, about 40 fish. So it's actually got a lower stock than it normally would. So why would I be experiencing a nitrite spike? And nitrates too. I tested for ammonia because I was curious. There's no ammonia going on, or at least not a spike of ammonia. Nitrites up to like 5. Looks like it's around 5 parts per million. It's just odd. So the one thing that I think it may be is that where I took the fish out, the stock is much smaller than it used to be, and probably I was still feeding the same amount I normally would, and so I think that could be it. Maybe I had too much food in the tank. It's possible. I think that could be it. Let's have a look around. Something stuck on there. Okay, so the 75's dealing with a few things. Got some stuff going on. What I wanted to do, since I'm already talking about it, I wanted to do an update. Move this stool. There are a few changes that are taking place. You see, I did a large water change today, so there's a lot of bubbles in the tank. The valve over here on this left side, doing pretty good. I've still got a few leaves that are a little squirrely, but seeing less of that, I feel. I've been really putting the root tabs over there, trying to keep it fed. My dwarf chainswords are actually a little bit thinner than they have been. They're not growing as thick. I'm not sure what's going on there. I keep root tabs in the substrate, but they're not doing as well. I actually got some leaves that need to be trimmed off. Maybe that'll promote it. And then this really tall one right here, right there, probably not chainswords. It looks an awful lot like chainswords though. It's kind of hard to tell. When I pull everything up, I'll try to classify them again, kind of separate them, because I do get the Vallisneria growing into my chainswords a lot. There is a new plant back here. Let me see if I can get a shot of it. All right, I've got it centered on here. This is an Amazon sword, or it's a sword plant. I don't know what kind. I believe it was said to be a crinkly red sword. I wasn't paying a lot of attention. It was at one of our last meetings of the East Tennessee Aquatic Association. Someone brought this plant. They've been bagged for a little while, and they said, they're probably going to die back some, but they've been healthy otherwise. They should grow back. So it looks a little rough right now back there, but it will hopefully come back. It had roots, and I stuck a couple of root tabs underneath it, and hoping it bounces back. I'm excited to have some more swords and some variation of swords. Loving my Anubias Nana Petite. It's all looking good. A little bit of blackbeard algae on here. I'm hoping to get that cleared off. Just slowly, just take it slow. Bentley's right here at my feet, so you probably hear him. One of the upper one has come off. The wood is starting to break apart. So this piece of driftwood starting to just kind of deteriorate, and the place that I had it wedged in is no longer there. So I'm gonna have to do something with that. I'll have to try to get it back in that spot, see if I can get the roots. Never really took hold of it. It's not doing it over here either, but this piece of wood is coming out and going to be replaced with the new driftwood that I have that you've not seen because I haven't done that video yet. There are a few crypts over here. I've had some issues with them yellowing, which should be a nitrogen deficiency, I believe. So just been trying to feed them root tabs. They'll probably move. I don't plan on keeping them over here once I rearrange the tank. Probably going in depth. Just wanted to show you a few things. This is one of the young swords that I have. I have one in the 75 and one in the 25. You can see this one's kind of absorbing its own leaf. I put a couple root tabs underneath it this weekend and hoping to keep it fed. I bought another 20 pack of Aquarium Co-op root tabs, and I made sure I had 5 around each of my Amazon swords because I know they need the nutrients. Hoping to see that bounce back. Still experiencing some melt on my crypts. Not really sure what's going on. This is my oldest, one of my 2 oldest crypts, and you can see it's got some leaves that are melting back. I need to trim some more off. I try to trim them anytime I have my hands in the water, but yeah, it's not looking too great. Not as good as I would like. I'm putting a lot of root tabs in the substrate right now, but just not getting the growth that I want. Back here in the back, there's like this root sticking up. It looks like a root. It's that sword that I've talked about on the live stream. It's a Wendtii, a green Wendtii that literally melted back to that. And there are new leaves growing on it, but they don't get any bigger than that. That's about as big as I've seen them. Hopefully that changes and it grows out. In this shot, I've got the Cryptocorn spiralis. I've got multiple leaves growing off of this one. It does not seem to be thriving yet, but it is growing, and I'm feeding it root tabs as well. I mentioned recently on the stream that I am seeing a little bit of blackbeard coming up on my Anubias again. You can see it here along the edges, and possibly some green spot on it as well. Needed to turn down the light. I've done that. Looking closely right now on this leaf right here, I see a pinhole. Actually, there's some pinholes on another one. So I am dealing with a little bit of a deficiency right now. I do want to point out that for the last several weeks, I have been dosing my Easy Green a couple of pumps a day, each day, and I'm seeing less growth and more deficiencies than I was seeing when I would do a full 14 pumps twice a week. So I may go back to that, and I'm also seeing more algae. So I think I am going to go back to that as opposed to what I'm seeing right here. I'm not thrilled with that. I did go through and remove some of the dwarf Sagittaria. I took it to the club and gave it away. I did a plant profile on it. This plant's very thin for me right now. Really surprised at how thin it has gotten. Shoved some root tabs underneath it this weekend, hoping it will bounce back. Back there where those neon tetras are, I have another one of those crinkle red swords. I think he said it was red. Like I said, it was pretty bad off when I put it in the tank, but it did have roots. It has floated for a while and ended up, after I planted it, it floated again. So I've stuck it in the sand this time, trying to see if I can get it to hold. There are plenty of root tabs back there because of the dwarf Sagittaria, so we'll see how it goes. Inhabitants-wise, I've had some changes. I got rid of almost all the mollies. I only have 2 fully grown female mollies in here right now. Both of them are carrying, so I expect to have a few more. But the kids really like these 2 mollies, don't want to get rid of them, so we'll be keeping them. And I realize now that nothing is in this shot like when I first started, so let me pull this away. All right, so some changes. I've got fewer mollies. There's only a couple in here, and actually I see a fry right now. Maybe there's a few fry, but not a lot. And you're seeing the orange swordtails that are swimming around. I've got a number. Bentley is over here digging in the carpet. I've got a number of females. Got 2 swimming into view right now. Actually, they're just out of view. Got a couple right here. Let me see if I can raise this and get them. I got a couple right here. I think there are 3 females of this size and this color. The one on the left, I believe, is carrying. Looks like she's got a gravid spot. This is a little male right here. And I also have 3 of the pineapple swordtails. But they're over here picking at some blackbeard algae. I've not fed this tank today because of the nitrite spike that I experienced. There is one more of the orange swordtails. Is a very large swordtail. It's not counting the sword, probably 4 inches long. And I got him unexpectedly. Actually, he's back there right now in the shot. You just can't really. You can kind of see him right in the center, but he's in the very back. He is kind of shy, doesn't like it when I get close to the tank. But he's a huge fish, beautiful fish. Put him in here recently, and I think he's been doing great. I enjoy watching him for sure. The pineapple swordtails are gorgeous. I've been told that they and the orange will put off a really nice offspring if they do interbreed, or I guess that's not interbreed, mix. But looking forward to seeing what comes out of these. I'm not really looking to keep swords. Swords are new to me, still learning about them. I didn't plan on putting them together. It just kind of happened. And yeah, I really like them. I really like the look of them. They're more closely related to platies than mollies. I've had trouble with mollies for a very long time. Although we like the look of mollies, there's just something about my water. I cannot keep them healthy for a lengthy period of time. I eventually have problems. So that's why I'm getting out of mollies. I really like the swordtails. Wasn't expecting to get into swordtails, but I believe I'm going to, and just enjoy these for now, for sure. There's a little fry here right near that auto sinkless on the middle of the screen, next to the glass. Get you some shots of the catfish. The green Cory cats are doing very well. Really love this fish. I'm going to move probably 4 over from the 25 gallon, and then I gotta get rid of the rest of them. I don't really need to keep all those. I've still got over a dozen over there, and I've hatched some more. Seeing a lot of breeding recently. My younger Corydora are starting to lay eggs. I've collected. I did not collect some recently because I think, actually I know it was the bronze Cory who laid the eggs, and I'm not looking to create a mixed offspring off of these. I was talking with Tanner. Actually, it's right here. This is her right here in front of that rock. I was talking with Tanner this weekend, or last night. Actually, both of these. It's hard to tell. Both of these look like bronze Corys to me. Maybe they're the ones that produce the eggs. Maybe I should have pulled those. But I got these mixed in with some greens at a local shop, and I don't want to mix them. So I really need to get rid of them. It's really weird, this fish, because it appears to me that the greens and the bronze are both the same species. They're both Aeneas, but there may be just color variation. Is that correct? Do you know? If you do know, I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear about that. Try to get this guy here in the corner. This is my little dude that I raised. The guy right here on the right, surfing. And always fun to catch him in here. This was the first Cory fry that I successfully raised up. and he's the only one that made it because I was learning what I was doing. And but yeah, we love him, love having him in the tank. And of course, this one guppy's still here. I did lose the other two. I had a little bit of wasting disease going on for a little while. I did treat the tank with some levamisole, and I kept the mollies for a while until I made sure I wasn't seeing any more issues out of that. So I lost both of those albino guppies, the male and the female. Disappointed with that, but you know, once I get more tanks set up, I'll be able to do a few more guppies, and maybe I try those again. I don't know that I'll do the albino. I just kind of ended up doing albinos without meaning to, and I'm not the type to do all the culling in order to keep an albino strand, so it's probably best that I not try to keep them. But I love this one, so it's kind of tempting. But yeah, that's the 75. Like I said, nitrite spike today and had to do water changes. I'll test the water later this evening, see if I need to do another water change, because it was at 5 parts per million. So I did about a 60% water change. That still puts me, you know, a little above 2, and another 60% should get me around the 1, which still indicates, you know, probably need a water change. So I'll track it. Hopefully the tank is converting, and we'll see that get cleared up and not be an issue. And I just realized that's another change that happened, and that probably has something to do with it. The medium aquarium co-op sponge filter was taken out, and I just moved the 10-gallon sponge filter over here. And now I have the spike. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. So it was just, you know, I changed too many things at one time. That's what we've been talking about over on the live streams. Small changes over a lengthy period of time keeps you from having to do emergency water changes. Thanks for checking out this video. The 75 gallons going through a lot of transformation right now. I still have rock and driftwood that I want to put in this tank, and I'm hoping to get to that soon. I actually had to rinse the rock again. I'm still trying to get rid of the ammonia. I didn't do enough rinsing on it. I put them in water, I let them soak, but I didn't rinse, and so I think that probably hurt more than it helped. The driftwood has sunk in the trash can, which is good because I really want the trash can back. So this whole thing is going to be rescaped soon. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not sure how slowly I should do that because I have not rescaped this entirely, and it's been a while since I've moved plants, but we're going to try that. That should be a video coming out in the future, hopefully before the end of the year. Thank you for checking out this video. Thank you for all the support, for all of you who have subscribed. If you enjoyed this, please like the video, and if you hit the bell, you'll get notifications. And yeah, check us out on Tuesdays on the live stream. Tuesday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Scruffy City Aquatics. See ya.